Hello and welcome to Trojan Talk. I'm your host, Aaron Taylor. Today we'll talk about how students can get involved on campus here during the middle of the school year. My guest today, Director of Student Involvement, Barbara Patterson. Barbara, as always, thanks for joining us here.
Oh, I'm so glad to be here.
And we are talking about getting involved on campus, and here we are during the spring semester, and it's not the beginning of the school year, so a lot of times students, especially freshmen, they don't know about how it is to get involved with organizations on campus, especially now that we're mid-year. Is it possible to still get involved with some of the many organizations they have on campus?
Right. The student organizations are open to new members all the time. The majority of our organizations really have open membership that you can go in and become a part of their organization at any point in time of the year. And so departmental organizations, religious organizations, our leadership and service organizations, they are all looking for new members, and all of those organizations will be advertising heavily on campus and want people to take that first step and go to that first meeting and get involved with that group. So I would really encourage a student, if they did not find their home away from home that first semester, to go ahead and take it and go to a student organization meeting. Now, there are a few groups where membership is by invitation. A lot of our honor societies this semester will be sending out emails to qualified students asking them if they would like to submit an application to become part of an honor society. Our Greek organizations, our Interfraternity Council, will be hosting fraternity recruitment next week. So if a guy is looking to get involved in a fraternity, he can easily sign up and go through the recruitment process. MPHC is having convocation next week. Great opportunity to learn more about our MPHC groups.
And now, with some of these students, especially, we'll talk about some of the new to campus students, the freshmen. Their first semester can be hectic. And so do you see maybe the spring as a good time, now that they've gotten settled down, to try to find their spot here on campus?
Absolutely. You know, there's some students who their first semester really wanted to concentrate on their grades, make sure they made a good transition academically, and if they have done so, and this is the time to say, okay, I did well with my grades, and now it's time to add one more thing to my academic experience. And so, and a student organization would be a great way to do that. And we understand that sometimes people just need that adjustment period, but we don't want them to wait until next fall to add that organization to their experience. We want them to go ahead and say, okay, I'm going to do it now.
How important is the connections that you can make in these groups, especially as it pertains to retention and keeping students involved and a part of this campus?
I think it's tremendously important. Well, one, I think for the mental well-being of the student, it is so important. Students, once they get involved in something, they find that they are having such a better experience at Troy when they find a way to contribute to the campus and contribute to their fellow students. It just absolutely adds so much to their mental well-being. And so it's, and then I think even students who are some of our most active students are the students we find making that 4.0. So the students who are giving the most seem to do the best in their academic work. I would say 99% of the time.
And you focus on academics, but just socially. I mean, like, you've got to feel comfortable. But you can make friends that you may have for the rest of your life, and that you may not meet in a classroom environment.
Exactly. You know, and one of the things that is so wonderful about a university is that there are organizations that have to do that are so wide and diverse, and that students can find, who have special interests, can find other students who are passionate about the special interests that they have. I think about groups like the Voice of Justice. The students who get involved in that group are passionate about ending slavery around the world, and that it's great to find people who share your common interests, and that's a wonderful way to do so through a student organization.
And of course, if anybody needs any assistance in finding some of these organizations, where can they find you and your people to help them find that place?
We are in the Trojan Center. We are in room 215 in the Trojan Center, and we really encourage students, just come on in and say, hey, I'm looking for my place. Can I sit down and talk to you? And we love to sit down and talk to a student for 10, 15 minutes, get an idea about what they're interested in, what they would like to do, and say, okay, this is where you need to be going.
Well, here's hoping they can find that place here on campus. Thanks for joining us today.
You're so welcome.
Thank you for joining us on today's edition of Trojan Talk.